Ambedkar, he told that no matter how good we make the constitution, it depends on the one who are implementing that. So how can we approach to make that kind of society?
For democracy to really succeed, prerequisite is, and you cannot wish for things to happen. Just leave a kid in the jungle and what will he become? Mowgli? What will you get out of him? The fact of the matter is we are not good beings, not just flawed, but actually very dangerous people we are. No, we are potentially divine, but we are actually beastly.
So is democracy itself the part of the problem? Is democracy just remained a label, or is it the system is capable of self-correction?
But democracy is not about competition. Democracy is about all of us living together. But now it has become an ugly sphere. You spend money and you go buy votes. So that structure of the system needs a change.
See, I am a leader, I want your vote. And if the vote can be rather easily had by corrupting you, why will I not corrupt you? Be it India, be it America, what do you find the leaders doing? They are corrupting the consciousness of their electorate. We'll have to turn ourselves into real human beings.
Ambedkar, like I have seen in a documentary that he told that no matter how good we make the constitution, it depends on the one who are implementing that. So how can we approach to make that kind of society where the people that Ambedkar visioned that that kind of people should come, where if we make loopholes means even in a weak constitution the society can function well.
Would you like to take that up?
A very important question and a very fine statement that you have quoted from Dr. Ambedkar, and something that I have personally thought about for long because of our work in democracy. The short answer is it cannot be done because it can never ensure that people of character will always be there. अभी अमेरिका में देख रहे हो क्या हो रहा है? Huh? There is a president, you just read his speech. Now these things will happen in countries and in history. Ups and downs will be there. If you have a dream that we will create some system where only good people will be there in the government for all times to come, it will not happen. You know why? None of us sitting here, including me, is perfect. Human beings are not perfect, and we want to create a perfect system out of imperfect human beings. We can increase the chances of good things happening. People of character should be put there in the government. But who is voting for these characters? Donald Trump को किसने वोट दिया? Yeah, and they are highly educated. On paper, they are more educated than India. In India, who is voting for the various governments, different state governments, and who is voting? We are voting. So it's a very, very difficult question. And actually, the only answer I got from a very practical point of view, not from Vedanta, everything is tied to Vedanta, is whether it is Roosevelt or what is his great man from Africa, I forget his name, Nelson Mandela or Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. I don't remember Ambedkar's quote on this. He says the only answer is true education, education, education. Education in the true sense, not reading, writing only, so that people, all the things that he's saying, people can think and analyze for themselves. More and more people are aware and educated, democracy will become better, and there's the chance that we will select people of good character. Now, who is going to do that? Government schools will do. That's why these forums are here. And you may be much more educated than me, but then we have to also communicate with the people of India. That may not guarantee everything, but it can improve the chances that better people are there in government. I know you're not happy because when I was young, I thought we'll create a perfect world. But think about it. How can you create a perfect world with imperfect human beings? Perfect system.
You want to respond? Basically, then again, it comes to economics of it, right? You have to have some basic dignity there.
Sir, in Sweden, which has got economic prosperity and equality and all the good things that we love, somebody said some European, Scandinavia held up. what is happening now? Far right-wing governments are being elected. People who are completely racist and far right-wing and authoritarian, they are being elected. So this is a very big puzzle. See, if you accept that human beings are the same everywhere in the world, there's not some kind of heavenly people in Scandinavia and some useless, superstitious people in India. Everybody is the same. These things will happen. मैं क्या करूं? So Vedanta will say, पहले अपना उद्धार करो, find out your own solution, and you can. Even in the worst situation, you can. That is the only promise.
This is something to base.
If you
on
want
this.
it, do it. Why ask whether it can happen? Depends on you. That's what both Vedanta and quantum physics say. Depends on you. If you see, it's obvious human beings are imperfect. We are animalistic in nature. We share so many of our deepest tendencies with animals. Don't we see that? Greed, fear, anger, lust, jealousy, covetousness. We are so much like animals. So if you want a great system in which people of character, etc., come on, go ahead and educate people. Go ahead and educate people as to what the real meaning of character is. What is meant by governance? What is meant by constitution? If you don't educate them, you, me, we all will remain beastly, because that's how we are born. Just leave a kid in the jungle and what will he become? Mowgli? What will you get out of him? So there is this beautiful novel, Lord of the Flies. So a group of kids get stranded on an island, a faraway island, World War II. Right? And what happens of them? One day, it is found that one of the fat kids has actually been slaughtered and his head has been impaled on a stick. And a lot of flies are swarming around it, so that's what gives the novel its name, Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies. So that's how beastly the kids become. Small kids, 5 to 12 years old. It's a very important work. I think we should read it to know who we really are. Otherwise, we just keep professing we are coming from here, we are there. We are potentially divine, but we are actually beastly. And spirituality is the journey from this fact to that potential. The fact of the matter is we are not good beings, not just flawed, but actually very dangerous people we are. No, we are. That's why morality is needed. Otherwise, we'll tear each other apart. That's why heaven and hell are needed, so that some fear of consequences is there. Otherwise, we can be very dangerous people. We'll have to turn ourselves into real human beings. So education is the answer. There is no other answer. And you cannot wish for things to happen. Come on, get up and make it happen. Do it. If you think it should happen, then it's your responsibility.
That's an education cost. That has to be turned down. There is cycle. Economic has to be accepted.
यार आपके पैसे लग रहे हैं क्या बैठने के? तो हर चीज में ऐसा थोड़ी है कि obviously we all this arrangement has an economic angle as well. वो सब है, बिल्कुल है. But tell me what you can do. Do not tell me where the bottleneck is. When we come to the bottleneck, we'll fight it. As they say, we'll cross the bridge when we come to it. But what stops you from making a beginning? Make a beginning, and when you encounter obstacles, then we'll see how to deal with them.
Hello, sir. Sir, इसमें is democracy, जैसे आप बोल रहे थे, there is populism across the world that we are seeing in US, in Europe, etc., etc. So is democracy itself the part of the problem? For example, elections seem like a popularity contest. Popularity can be manufactured with media. Media is controlled by power. Then popularity game in itself is tribal, which will inevitably lead to conflict. The society, the reality of society now, there are information bubbles. My reality is perhaps different from him. So how can we even agree to bring about a change? And now there is this techno-imperialist who control information, hence control power, hence is democracy just remained a label, or is it the system is capable of self-correction? or this system?
No, I understand your question extremely well. It's a very good question. You see, democracy as practiced today is what we call representative democracy and not participative democracy. So representative means we elect people. It is based on a Western paradigm, which is competition and winner take all. Most dramatically shown in the American electoral college system, where if you get one more vote more than the other, you get all the electoral college seats of that particular state. So, for example, in when Donald Trump won first time in 2016, he got 4 million votes less than whatever her name, Hillary Clinton, but he won. So this Western model of winner take all and competition has played out its course and it is becoming very ugly. But democracy is not about competition. Democracy is about all of us living together in some sense of fraternity, some sense of, if not equality, at least equity, and all that kind of stuff. So the structures we have created for elections anywhere in the world is a little complicated. The best I have seen is in Japan, and I think we can try to adopt it in India, which is, what about the 45% who did not vote for the winner? Do they have a representative? So we can have both of them. I mean, I'm not talking about the president, but in every constituency. So we have to think of ways of doing that. And if you go back to the roots of Indian democracy, they claim India is the oldest democracy before Greece. It was there in some part of Bihar. I forget the name. So people, that was participatory. You sit and discuss and say, "Chalo bhai, why don't you become the leader for the next few years? And we will all work with you." It was more by discussion and consensus, or some kind of, you can call it consensus or compromise. But now it has become a ugly sphere. You spend money and you vote and buy people, buy votes, and then it's a winner take all. So that structure of the system needs a change. Popularity, yes, popularity, all these things are there. That competition of winner take all is the root of all the problems.
So in democracy, then populism just seems inevitable.
I think we'll have to have a longer discussion on that. Yeah.
Would you like to respond?
Yeah, you see, democracy, the prerequisite is an educated and awakened population, to whatever extent the awakening is there. Otherwise, it's a bargain. See, I'm a leader, I want your vote. And if the vote can be rather easily had by corrupting you, why will I not corrupt you? So democracy, in fact, can, in a perverse way, become a force that pulls the electorate down. Why will for example, we talked of fear. The leader will engage in fear-mongering if fear-mongering gets him votes. So that would mean that you will find yourself stuck deeper in fear at the time of elections compared to other times. Are you getting it? I need votes. And if I can get votes by arousing all your animal instincts, why will I not do that? Right? And if your animal instincts are aroused, then you will select another animal as your leader. And it's a vicious cycle then. So an educated electorate, educated not only in matters of the world, but also educated in matters of the mind, in matters of the inside. That educated electorate is a sine qua non for any democratic system to function. And we currently do not have that as much as we needed. We need a fully functional system of internal education for democracy to really succeed, along with, of course, the things that why should we have a competitive system in which so many people lose representation, let alone participation. So that is definitely there. But be it India, be it America, what do you find the leaders doing? They are corrupting the consciousness of their electorate. And the electorate is taking it. We need a better electorate, first of all, for democracy to be successful.
Just on that point, and since you mentioned this, that we are not living in a jungle. We are the goal of religion and the constitution, according to you, from what I've learned, is to rise above our animal instincts. And those animal instincts, whether they drive us towards competition, whether they drive us towards jealousy. So therefore, being citizens of a democracy, being truly religious people, means rising above our animal instincts.
Beautiful, yes.
Does that also mean that we are above animals? And many people use that then to justify this, which is why I'm raising.
Are you above your own body? The body is the animal. We share this body with animals. And it's the body that generates all the instincts. The hormones that you have, you share with the animals, right? Look at the way we become fathers and mothers and the hormones that play their part in the process. The same we find in other mammals. So would we say that we dislike our body or despise our body, or we would be cruel to our body? And if we won't want to be cruel to our body, why do we want to be cruel to animals? Also, if the goal is liberation from suffering, how will you gain liberation by inflicting suffering on another creature? Another creature. So that's a very good point you have raised, that when we keep saying, you have to rise above the animal, you have to rise above the animal, aren't you being a little disrespectful towards the animal? No, sir, not really. Just as we are not being disrespectful towards our own body. While we say Naham Dehasmi, at the same time we realize that the body is the body, it's a process, and it has to be seen as a fact. It has to be seen as a fact of Prakriti. Neither good nor bad, it exists. I have no, even in the spiritual process, I have no business tormenting it. And equally, I have no business interfering with the functioning of other animals, the way they live, the way they habitate, the way they reproduce, the way their entire system is. I have no right getting into that. Just as I have no right getting into the essential processes of my own body. Why will I want to, for example, block my heartbeat or interfere with it or tamper it? I won't want to.
So just as rising above our animal instinct does not mean that we can exploit our own body.
Yes.
Similarly, we cannot exploit any other being.
Yes, yes.